Hey everyone, well, it is finally over. The 13-day streak, winning streak for the Nasdaq is finally over. This is the longest winning streak we have seen in the Nasdaq since 1992. It is now officially over. It was not as brutal as it could have been, as it should have been, as we thought it was going to be. So all of those put into one, it tried. I mean, right toward the close, it really tried to rally, but unfortunately, there was just not enough momentum, not enough buyers to really push us where we need to be to finish the day green. So we finished slightly down, but nonetheless, that was a nice rally right into the close. There's a few plays I was looking at. I ended up abandoning those plays because of that rally. It was mostly shorts. And I'm like, you know what? This market just this market is just roaring, man. The trend is your friend. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I know we at the top end of the channel. Let me just wait. Let me give it another day and see what kind of pattern might be developing. Because as of right now, it is still a little murky. All right, so if you are here, guys, I want to say again, I appreciate you guys being here, and pass hello to you as well. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to smash the like button for me. Again, those likes, those engagements, you guys asking questions, and feel free to ask questions. When you guys ask questions, you guys keep me motivated. You guys keep giving me that energy. I feed off of that. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them on in the chat. I'll be more than happy to address them for you guys. So what exactly happened heading into today, right? We talked about that. The S&P fell for about like 2.24%, so not a big drop, right? The Nasdaq did drop about 0.26%. Again, based on how the stock market has been performing, we can literally call those a bit of a flat day. It was subdued, not a big move. Everyone waiting to see how things are going to work out in the Middle East, because as of right now, the picture is not very clear. It's a little murky right now because we thinking maybe we might have some peace talks. The U.S. said. The administration said we're sending over some negotiators. Iran said they're not sending anybody. There's a lot going on. I'm pretty sure this guy they probably still talking behind the scenes. Remember, very 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 key. That's a key date. Tomorrow the ceasefire expires. What exactly happens after the ceasefire expires, I don't know. But what I can report to you is President Trump did say he would not extend the ceasefire, but take that with a grain of salt. Again, take that with a grain of salt, because while he said he would not extend the ceasefire, he did mention he would hit them as hard and blah, all this kind of, braggadocio and, chest beating stuff. Whenever things like that happen, that gives me more of a conviction not to believe it, because one thing I've learned is the more extreme the language, it just means there's already a deal being worked behind the scene, and then he can come out and say, well, I threatened them to do this, they back down, and this is a peace through strength and whatever. So you got to be able to read through things. Think about some of the worst harshest things that he has mentioned or announced that he was going to do. Let's say what the 100% tariffs never happened, 50% tariffs never really happened, not extending the tariffs for no reason never happened, back to the Stone Age never happened, right? So, hey, so context. Anyway, so in other news, going back to the market, Tim Cook has from Apple has announced that he is resigning. Now, some people are excited about that news, and some people are not as happy. Some feel like he did a bad job, excuse me, at the helm, and some felt like he did a great job. But it all depends on how you're looking at it. As a consumer, he did not move the needle. There was not a new technology that Apple put out that made you feel like, oh wow, this is a step above from what the late Steve Jobs used to do. We never had that. But so as I said, so that's for the consumers, right? But if you are an investor, this man got you paid. So this man got you paid. If you are an investor, the fact that he was not investing too much money in technology, he has not been chasing this whole AI trend or any of that. Instead, what he was doing was using extra money to buy back stocks, which helped the stock skyrocket. He just focused on the very the literally the nitty gritty, selling phones, selling MacBooks, and things like that. All right. Okay, so we going to get into it, guys. If you are here again, I appreciate you guys being here. Give you a little time to get settled in. I hope you had some good trades today. I hope you did well. If not, as long as you survive, congratulations, you survived for another day. That's the most important piece of that. Now, I want to remind you guys before I move forward, before we jump into the charts, again, I am not your financial advisor. Nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. This is for educational purposes only, so make sure to trade at your own risk. Right? If you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor so that way they can guide you. And always do your own due diligence. Do not just listen to somebody like myself and just make decision based on that because I am not your financial advisor. What I'm doing here is for educational purposes. I'm letting you guys know what the stock market is telling me, what the chart is telling me, and how I'm executing on what I'm seeing. All right. With that being said, guys, let's jump right into it. You guys can let's okay. This is the screen. All right. When we're looking at that, oh, this is bright. Let me just turn that light down a little bit. When we take a look at that, what exactly happened today? Not nothing. Nothing. This was just an inside bar. It was an inside day. This is why again I did not take the short because I do feel like we may be able to squeeze to get up to this level. That's the big thing. On the only way for me to actually go short, I need to see a bit of pressure coming. I need to start seeing some selling, and as of right now, I'm not seeing it. Not quite. Not quite. There's not much buyers, but sellers are not really stepping in. And I don't blame them. Right now, if you are a seller of this market right now, you should be scared to short because this market find a way to squeeze up no matter what. I mean, the amount of headlines I saw went through this morning to try to push the market up. The fact that we were even down a little bit, that was quite impressive. All right, going on the 4 hour time frame, we pretty much did a doji. That's an inside bar, a doji. So to me, that's nothing. Literally, we opened right in the middle, and all we did, we tried to go and we went to test where we opened yesterday. I mean, on Friday, we just went to test that, and then we bounced up. We found some support there. We bounced up. So we didn't do anything serious in the market. Nothing. We didn't really do anything. Now going in the 4 hour time frame, let's take a look at the 4 hour time frame. Again, the 4 hour time frame is looking like this was just a slight little pullback to create some sort of bull flag. Again, you can see it here. This will be our bull flag. Let me just clean up the chart a little bit. Just get all these things removed. That's it. So the 4 hours would give us a bull flag. You can see the gap down, and we actually had a gap fill. So overnight we gap down, and we actually filled this entire gap. Now, when exactly are we going to fill the gaps at the bottom? I don't know, but as I've been telling you guys, all gaps get filled. This is how the market operates. All gaps get filled. All right. Going in the 2 hour time frame, 2 hours is doing what? Is there a pattern we are seeing here? That's literally nothing. I'm not exactly sure what that is, unless you could say this is a push pull back to make the second leg, but I don't. You just don't see the volume. Look at these candles. Look at these last few candles. There's no volume to really push it up. So what exactly are we going to do here? We're just watching. Again, I want you guys to keep in mind, we may also do a double top and push down. That is in the cards. A double top is also in the cards. Let's dig into the 30 minutes, see what the 30 minutes is doing. Well, I'm not exactly sure what to call this, guys. I have no idea. I'm not exactly sure what this is. So we're just going to let it be. I'm not, because I'm not sure what this is. I cannot explain that, guys. This is one of the weirdest things I have seen. So I'm just gonna let it be. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a 30-minute straight line just to give me as my anchor. So that is my 30-minute trend line. See, if we ever lose this trend line, then I can say, hey, maybe we're going to drop down, or if we can actually break above this level, that would show me we are about to squeeze on the way up. Okay, I'm gonna put both of these here. Now, perfect. So that's the S&P 500. There's not much. It was a very, very subdued day in the S&P 500. There was not a big move. The Nasdaq did the exact same thing. That's the Qs. The QQQ did not do much either. I guess the Qs, the only thing you can look at is say, hey, this looks like a hanging man. Um, that's the only thing in the Qs you may look at. But again, that was a bit of a subdued move in the Qs as well. Now, let's take a look at the stocks we talked about over the last couple of days. Why did Tesla? I called a short. I told you guys I can see a short coming on Tesla, but I'm still not in yet. Why am I not in? Am I not in Tesla yet? Because as of right now, Tesla is still sitting above a support level right here. So when you see that, what kind of move that is possible, right? So maybe what we are doing is this aggressive push down. Well, not aggressive, but this push down, a pullback, and make the second leg. It is possible, right? But as of right now, we cannot forget that what we may also be seeing right here is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Inverted head and shoulder pattern. Until we lose this bit of support level, I do not feel comfortable shorting that. Preferably, I want to see us back below this trend line. If we can dip below this trend line right here, then retest it to move down, I would feel comfortable to take that. And my target would actually be right here, because it might come down here and make a double bottom. So I would not be in. Or maybe I'll take most of my profits right there, but I want to take that right in here. It's unfortunate because it has earnings coming. It is possible they report earnings, they either pop or they drop even below this level. But I don't want to risk it because earnings, you never know, right? We never know what's going to happen when you have earnings. Because when you have earnings, it may be one of those situations where the stock pop or it may go down. So we don't know. All right. Which other one I looked at you guys with you guys again? I believe it was as far as what I was watching. It was Hood. I'm still watching that. I'm still waiting for a bigger pullback on Hood, but it doesn't seem like it wants to give it. So I'm going to be patient and keep looking and just keep on looking at it. If I go in the 4 hour time frame, it's not giving me much in the 4 hours. I go in the 2 hours, it's also not giving me much. I'd like to see a nice bit of pullback for me to be able to get in. I really want to get in this for a leap call, but he's just not really giving me the opportunity right now, and I have to be patient. If he doesn't give it, I won't take it. Guess what? There are thousands of stocks in the market overall, and I just need to go find something else. I don't have to take Hood. I don't have to take that exact trade. If it presents itself, I'm more than happy to take it. But if it doesn't, I'm perfectly fine to let it go. The other one I'm looking at this, I talked about I talked about that. I talked about SOXL. SOXL is still pushing and pushing like crazy. Not much momentum, but it's still pushing. That being said, I mean, I have a leap call on this that expires all the way in January 2027. I've had that leap call for a while now. If you are new here, just so you know, that smiley face is where I opened this call, and I have been steadily holding on this call. This specific play is actually up today. I looked at it live while I was trading with the team. I looked at that live. This specific play is up 2,180%. That's how much this play is up by right now. All right. Now let's go and take a look at Ion Q. I don't think those companies going to give the because I was waiting, literally waiting for a nice pullback or a nice retest. Doesn't seem like we're going to get any of that. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm not getting on moving trains because that's how you get burned. I will not do it. I will not. I would rather miss the one instead of me jumping in too high and then that pullback had that big drop happen and then I'm scratching myself saying I wish I did this and that. APLD, that's another one that I gave you guys with APLD. We are squeezing. I'm liking it. We have a little rise in volume today. I am liking what I'm seeing. So what did we do? We came to this level. If I go on the 4 hour time frame, you will be able to see it a little better. Seems like we pushed up. Look at that. We pushed up and we made a bit of a consolidation zone right here, right? A bit of a flat consolidated, and right now we broke out of it. We came back. That became support. It actually held. Seems like we might push a little higher. If I go in the 2 hour time frame, you guys can see exactly what's happening here. We consolidated, and we are actually pushing up, which I really like what I'm seeing. So far, I'm liking it. Again, look at it on the daily. What do you see on the daily? It was a push up, pull back, and now we actually pushing a little higher. To draw that, you could do that. I can just draw it up to here, and it went down to this level. There you go. Now, when a play like that works out, what exactly are you looking at? So if we're looking at what the length of the play, what you would do is you take the length of the pole, right? Length of the pole to the top. Look how almost perfect that is. That move will conclude almost right at the top, not just almost. If I actually adjust that to encompass all the top. There you go. Now you have the entire resistance line. If I actually do that, what exactly do you guys see here? The move should end right there. So by the time if we get to this level, around here, I probably will be out of it. Right here, I probably will be out of it. All right. A next play that we I talked about, those were on the watch list. Those were on the watch list. SMH, I'm still holding the shorts on SMH. Again, SMH and SOXL still a little bit the same because that's still semiconductors. SMH is still doing well. I'm still holding for now. BE, I did not take that yet. As a matter of fact, I feel like this might be getting a little more attractive. But at the same time, if all this thing with the shit of Hormuz is back again, energy stocks might want. All right, that's just a fact. So the geopolitical issues might push that stock even higher. Let me see the question. Would you call this a bull market? Do you think we could be bullish all the way to the summer? Um, I think we are in a bull market, but my fear is what's coming next. I think we have a recession coming. Something drastic has to change. If not, that we have an absolute recession coming. Because if you really think about it, we haven't really absorbed or deal with the shock of what's going on with oil right now. The 20% of the world's market, the world's oil right now is completely shut off. Right now, let's say the war is over today If it's over today, it's not just like, oh, the war's over today. We're going to turn on the tap and we're gonna have oil just coming out. Remember, damages were done to the oil infrastructure. Damages were done, and the timeline to repair those damages are estimated to be around like 5 to 10 years. All right. Now, what does that mean? That means most likely, even if the war's over and everything's all great, we are still going to have less oil available than we thought we were going to have. So what that means is we're going to have to pay more oil. That means price get trickles down to every single thing. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But are we in the bull market right now? Yes, we are. We are at all time high. This is a bull market. Can we push that all the way to the summer? I think that's asking a lot of the stock market. But at the same time, these companies are firing so many people and using automation. There's their earnings might still do great. That's the thing. That's the thing about the stock market. Just because the economy is not doing well or the American people are suffering, it doesn't mean the stock market cannot perform well because the stock market does not reflect whatever jobs people have. It reflects companies' earnings, right? Now, let's see. Let's go back to I was looking at McDonald's. I'm looking at McDonald's right now. This is that's the thing. This is why I was telling you guys you could be a little bit more patient. See if we can take this level. I think I would like it better if we could come back to actually retest the trend line again. It would have been great to take it at the trend line. Because look at that. If you took that trade like right there at the trend line, that was from 302. It went all the way to 312. That's good. That's a good return. I mean, it's not, it's not like 100%, 200% move, but depending on what strike price you actually bought, this could have been like a 40% return, a 50% return in just a couple of days. Just a couple of days, you could have had that return. Now, my concern with what I'm seeing right now with these two candle, we are getting an engulfing a bearish engulfing pattern. But again, where exactly is that happening? Near support level. So I don't mind seeing this here, and if I can get a reversal candle right there, that day I will get in McDonald's because if I we can get a push up to here, or even if that push only goes as high as here, that's good money. All right, that's good money. Now, CEG is one of those things that I'm actually really, really happy to see. I'm very excited to see CEG doing that pullback. Why? For me, it was still a bit too far away from the trend line. I like taking things right at the trend line. That's where I like taking them. So please come on down. When the stock market is going down, this is not time to panic. It should be time when you just rubbing your hands together and say, "Come on down, come on down, baby. I'm waiting for you." This is what it is. That's how you trade. When people are fearful and they want to get out, that's when you wanna jump in. All right, you always go wherever that happens. You unless it's some like a company that's not making any money, like garbage. When you see things like that happen in profitable companies, like A plus companies, that means you're buying the stock at a discount. All right. So those are the plays I wanted to take a quick look at with you guys, give you guys an update on a few things. I'm curious to see how Apple is going to react moving forward. I really, really want to see how this is. Oh my goodness, I'm actually took off again. I really want to see how Apple is going to react with Tim Pool leaving. We were at a strong, strong resistance level. We actually pushing out of it. Yeah, we actually completely pushing out of that. So we'll see. We'll see if it can sustain it, if it can sustain that move, or do we get pushed right back down? What I would like to see again, I'm not going to deviate from that. Maybe I'll miss the move on Apple, and if I do, that's okay. But what I want to see on Apple is a pull back to the trend line so we can make that move. This is a move that I see over and over and over, and most of the time. When I say I don't want to get left behind and I try to take one of those trades, that's when things go wrong. Actually, I can even adjust this. If I adjust this a little bit more, why did I draw that like that? Okay, adjust this up and you guys can see exactly what this is actually. We're just crossing the trend line. That's where we are. Can we continue to push up or is that going to be a false breakout? Tomorrow we shall see. All right. Amazon. Oh my goodness. What a move on Amazon. What a move. I believe I was talking to you guys about Amazon like right here. And this move happened. It happened so violently with no pullback. Didn't get a chance to get in. Again, sucks. It's sad, but the process is the process. All right, guys. Process over profit. We follow the process no matter what. Does that mean when you have a process you follow, you're going to miss trades? Yes, but I guarantee you, in the long run, it will keep you out of more bad trades than you missing more trades. Because remember, again, your number one responsibility as a trader. I want to go full screen to talk to you guys about that. Let me just put this a little higher. Your number one job as a trader is not profit. Your number one job is protecting your capital. That is your number one job, protecting your capital. All right. If you do a good job at that, eventually a play will come for you. Eventually, that will happen. A play will come for you. Everyone will tell you, you know how you lose money fast when you get emotional, when you get desperate. It's like, oh, I need a win, I need this, and then you over leverage yourself. This is how people typically lose. All right. Going right back into the chart, guys. I have to let's go check the VIX. Let's go check the VIX. What did we do in the VIX today? Here we go. So the VIX is trying to revive. But what do I suspect is going to happen is most likely seems like the VIX might just do this and then push right back down. As long as earnings are good, the earnings report are good. I don't see the VIX popping yet. But then again, this is the caveat. Again, we have a tense geopolitical situation at play. So that means whatever happens with that, that may spike the VIX very, very high, very, very quickly. All right. I also talked to you guys about Baba. I haven't bought Baba yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on that play just to see how that works out. Man, that thing has fallen hard. Oh my goodness, that has. Let me see. Let's just take a look, guys. Down 22%, was down at some point as low as 35%. Oh my goodness. That's not even from the all-time high. That's from the most recent high. That's the move I was taking a look at. All right. Now, let's see. Let's go back into oil. Now we are back into oil. Oil is squeezing back up again. How high could this go? We shall see. But this might just be doing a head and shoulders pattern. So be careful with that. I don't trade that, so I'm not going to follow that much. I don't really trade that, but if for those of you guys who do trade that, make sure you are careful and you are watching this thing very, very, very closely. All right, take a quick look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? I mean, yikes. I mean, it's still outside of the range. It's just consolidating, so we don't know. We don't know exactly what's going on. That little move that it did actually to put that push up, that was Michael Saylor from Strategy buying a ton of Bitcoin, a ton, billions dollars worth of Bitcoin. This man bought billions. All right, that's about it, folks. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope you guys had a great day. Go get some rest. Tomorrow's a brand new day to trade, new opportunities. For those of you guys who trade futures, um, best of luck. One thing I've noticed is the market is a lot smoother in the overnight market. Like the Asia and London sessions are a lot smoother than what the kind of garbage we've been seeing in the New York session, where we may have, like today we had a big move up, a big move down, and we had so big range in the first 15 minutes, and then we just, for the most part, we just consolidated the entire day. No entries given, nothing really happened. So for those of you guys who do, maybe try the Asia session a couple of times, or just try out the London session, and just see if you find something, if you can find something. Just see that. And another quick tip I'll give you guys, for those of you guys again on futures, if you typically trade ES or if you typically trade NQ, come one day and just look at the other one. All right. Sometimes you might be able to see a move that's happening in the ES, but you're not getting that in the NQ, and vice versa. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow every single night. This is where we are, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We go in the market. Remember to practice discipline. This is POP, process over profit. Anything, anytime you think about revenge trading, POP. You think about not doing the things you typically do in the morning, like going for a one, POP. You think about, hey, you know what? I know this is my. You can use that in all aspects of life. Like, hey, I want to lose some weight. I'm going to the gym. You don't feel like going to the gym. Hey, process over profit. The profit in that scenario would be your sleep, right? So follow the process. Be patient and follow the trading plan. Have a trading plan and trade your trading plan, guys. Again, the goal again is still the same way, because the market is very volatile. Again, it is get in, get green, get out. Don't get overly aggressive. Don't get too greedy. If you win a trade, don't think just because you win that one, you going to win the next one and just size up. It's get in, get green, get out, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.